Hi, my name is Maine, and with the introduction of the training options in BT14, there has been a lot of debate about the current speed of the game. The training options, if you don't already know, are a series of two cost option cards that allow you to look at the top two cards of your deck and select any two cards of the same color as this card. The red training option selects a red card, the blue training option selects a blue card, etc. And then it goes to your battle area with a delay effect that allows you to digivolve into a Digimon in your hand for a reduced cost of 2. These cards have become immediate staples in just about every deck, and this has led to the discussion of whether or not these cards are positive or negative for the health of the game as a whole. So today we're going to go over the positive and negatives of the training options as they pertain to the state of the game. So the first positive impact of the training options are the fact that they speed up every deck, not just meta decks. One of the best examples is Mirage Galgamon. Mirage Galgamon was a relatively successful Tier 2 deck that mostly saw its success over in the Ultimate Cup circuit, just because it's a monocolor deck. But with BT14 giving us a lot of monocolor blue support, as well as the training options giving Mirage Galgamon a lot of speed as well as a way to search out its Thomases, the deck is now borderline Tier 1, maybe closer to Tier 1.5 with the limit of the Mock Galgamon from EX4. Now obviously this is the best example, but there are plenty of other decks that have much more speed and power thanks to the training options, namely just monocolor decks, but also some multicolor decks. It does help that in BT14 we got a lot of monocolor support as well, mostly in the form of the Patamon line or the Palamon line, but the training options are just sort of an all-around cherry on top to these. Another really nice thing about them is that despite being staples, they're actually not that expensive. If you're a longtime player of the game, you're no doubt familiar with the hell that was the BT9 format. If you wanted to play Wargreymon, Grand Kuwagamon, or even Melga to a lesser extent, you needed these box toppers, and they were around $20 each at the time. Now, thankfully, we haven't really had anything since then, a box topper that has been a required part of the deck, but now we have the training options, which are so much better. And like I said, it helps that these are box toppers in BT9, which has a lot of generic support that you can find a reason to buy the cards in this set. So really, these cards have warped the game's state aid with their introduction, but is there anything bad about them? Well, a very common criticism you may see about these training options is that they turn every deck into an OTK deck. Just hide out in the raising and stack up your training options so that you can evolve to your Mega for a cost of like 2. And that's definitely a fair criticism, especially with the likes of Lugamon and even Shine Greymon and Mirage Galgamon in this set. However, I feel like there are a ton of decks in this format that are also not super OTK based. Some good examples are stuff like the Bloomlordmon deck, D-Brigade, Seraphamon. There's a lot of non-OTK style, granted mostly control decks that benefit a lot from the training options. So the training options themselves do not create an OTK style format, it's more just OTK decks can benefit the most from them since they require speed. There's also the argument that the training options really only benefit cards that subscribe to traditional build-a-stack playstyle, so something like Blue Flare or Imperial Dramon can't really take advantage of them, because while these decks still do have access to things like their respective memory boost and such, other monocolor decks that have traditional game styles also have access to memory boost, so these other decks can't really take advantage of that much. Don't think Bandai is racing to make more versions of the training options anytime soon, so I don't think we're ever going to see Imperial Dramon training. So these do, unfortunately, I feel like hurt the game from a creative standpoint. I'm more a fan of decks having different playstyles. I prefer the idea of a format where we can have a cross deck along with a traditional climb deck, but of course that's just me. Overall, I think the training options are a welcome addition to the game as they can help speed up some slower decks that were struggling to keep up with the others. However, I do think it's fair to say that not every deck is created equal. also feel that maybe in the future some other cards are going to need to be limited or altogether banned to keep up, to regulate how good the training options are, namely stuff like Greymon X Virus and Hidden Potential Discovered. I welcome the training options, and I'm excited to see how they impact the meta. My name is Maine, and I'll see you guys next time.